Right, so Lauren, it's finally over. How difficult has it been to keep the storyline under wraps for so long?
Hugely difficult. I'm glad it's finally out. It's weird because as soon as I started, people guessed. So I think that's why people think the storyline was a lot longer than it was, because as soon as I went on screen in August, people went, God, that's definitely going to be Ronnie's daughter. And then obviously since it all came out that I might be leaving, and then people picking up how I'm going to leave. So it's difficult, even with friends and family, just to sort of deny things and smile and just hope it turns out for the best.
But you're relieved that you can finally talk about it out in the open.
Yeah, really relieved. It's a sort of 3-month process to keep things quiet, and you forget sometimes what's been on TV and what's come out in the paper. So you forget what you're allowed to talk about and what you're not.
And what was it like filming those final scenes?
Really tough, but great. I mean, it's weird. For so long, you have so many scenes where you're just getting coffees in the Vic, in the cafe, or just standing around in the back of Vic scenes, and then suddenly when you leave, you get written for, and you've got all these amazing scenes. And I had such great scenes with Larry and with Sam, and those last few scenes in the Vic with myself and Sam was so tough. It was such a hard day, but I went home feeling like hell, but it was worth it. So.
Fantastic. And have you known from the start what was going to happen to Danielle?
Well, I knew it was only a 6-month contract to begin with, so I knew it was always going to be a short arc. So I knew Danielle was going to end up leaving, and then I found out before Christmas, so I've known quite a while. And it was always their plan. It was more they didn't know when to fit it in. So when the wedding came up, it was sort of a perfect opportunity to fit it in.
Fantastic. And can you remember the scene when you first walked onto the square or into Alford?
I mean, those first few scenes were a bit weird because it was just me hovering around asking for a job. I remember my first ever scene. It was actually here on Arthur's bench with myself and Lacey. And I'd just done the first day on the stall, and I'd come back to Lacey and given her the money pouch back, and she'd offered me a job. So that was my first ever scene.
I bet that seems an eternity away now. But...
Yeah, 8 months ago that was.
And it's safe to say over the time Danielle's been unlucky in love, isn't it?
Yeah, she has. She's a complete loser. Yeah, she's completely unlucky in love. I can sort of understand it. She's a bit dopey, and I can see her scaring blokes off a bit. She's a bit eager.
And what's been your most memorable scene over the past few months?
I think it's got to be those last scenes in the Vic. Probably, everyone wants one of those big Vic scenes when the whole cast are in, and so that scene with, the locket and the wine glasses and trying to persuade everyone that she's my mum, that's probably the most memorable scene and the toughest.
And how do you think over the time Danielle has changed and evolved? Because she started off quite timid, and then she sort of upped her game a little bit with everyone, didn't she?
Yeah, I think the thing with Danielle is she's a nice person, and because she is so nice, that makes her naive. But then she has got that, Mitchell blood in her, and it had to come out at some point, and it was something that me and Deirdre both wanted for Danielle to show, and so it was nice to finally be able to show her stronger side, because she's not a weakling, and whatever people say about her, she's got this strength in her that all this crap that happens to her, she always comes back fighting. And so yes, she can be a bit wet and a bit pathetic, but she is quite tough. And
I think the turning point was when she shoved Stacey up against the toilet wall, wasn't it?
Yeah. She wasn't... The thing with that, obviously it was written that there was this big attack of Danielle, and she felt that she was losing control, and suddenly, for all this time, Danielle wishing that and hoping and dreaming about all the stuff that was going to happen with Ronnie, and suddenly Stacey comes in, and Stacey's going to mess it all up, and that was the final straw. And so, yes, that was a strength in Danielle, but also she's not Stacey, so she's never going to give it the full oomph that the other East Ender girls can, because that's not what she naturally is like. So it was strong for Danielle, but it still is a bit weak. if you understand what I'm saying.
Fantastic. And have you managed to take any souvenirs with you since you left? Did you manage to take anything from the set?
I got one of these. So it says Albert Square. It's got my name on it, and then all the cast members signed it. So that's definitely something to keep.
Is that proud of place in your house?
It is. It's on my fireplace. Oh my God! What is that? It's so good. R&R. Chimney. See this shop? I mean, has anyone ever been in here? No. Have you ever seen it? Wolford Fashion. This is where it all happened. Here. Oh, there's flowers, look. Oh, look. Oh, no, there's a picture. Oh, that is just disgusting.
Is it stress?
Memorial. This is where it all happened.
Is this where it?
This is on the most freezing night of the year. This is when it snowed and we had to film it, so they had to clear all the snow from anywhere you could see, and me and Sam were lying on the floor here, and then Janine in her car, and then we had the big crane shot up there for the last shot, but it was the most traumatic night ever. Me and Sam dressed as Egypt in our little dresses, lying on the floor. I've never worn so many layers in my life.
But still, you're still remembered.
I mean, no one's replenished the flowers though, have they? I'm a bit upset about that.
You got candles as well?
A few candles, IKEA candles, nice. Yeah. But I've got the actual running over bit, I just stood in there watching, because obviously that wasn't me, that was my lovely body double. So, I can't say that was my work.
You late?
I did lie down, and that was difficult, and I did have to do a that for the shot of my face landing on the floor. I think I pulled my shoulder doing that, actually. So yeah.
Fantastic.